Here is the complete translation of Where Are You in the Universe? Expanded to approximately 3,000 words, I have maintained the exact structure, one sentence per line. The tone Alan Watts philosophical contemplative in word-for-word accuracy, where applicable while deepening the explanations to meet the length requirement. Let's start with a simple question, but the answer to it can shake the entire foundation of your life. Where do you feel you are right now? I don't mean your geographical location or the address of your house. I mean, where do you feel you are located? Most of us, if we are truly honest, have a very strange feeling. We feel we are a tiny ego, a little center of consciousness located somewhere behind the eyes and between the ears. We feel we are like a driver sitting inside a biological machine called the body. And this machine is moving around in a vast, strange, and sometimes hostile world outside. We often say a very peculiar phrase, I came into this world. Listen carefully to that phrase. Came into. As if you were a traveler from some distant galaxy or a spirit from another dimension dropped onto this earth like a paratrooper. You feel like you stepped into a strange hotel room that wasn't made for you. But that is a hallucination. It is a fundamental optical illusion of the mind. You did not come into this world. You came out of it. Look at an apple tree in the garden in spring. When the tree flowers and bears fruit, do you say the apple came into the tree? Do you say the apple is a stranger that arrived from elsewhere to sit on the branch? The apple is the expression of the tree. The apple is the tree performing the act of appling. Just like that, the earth is not a dead rock floating in space, where life accidentally clings to the surface like mold on bread. The earth is a living planet, a dynamic system, and its action is peopling, just like the apple tree apples. You are an action of this universe. You are not a separate observer watching the universe. You are the universe observing itself. You are the energy of the Big Bang happening right now, right here in the form of a human being. The same energy that exploded billions of years ago is now beating in your heart and firing in your neurons. So why, in the name of all that is holy, do we not feel like that? Why do we feel so lonely, anxious, and separated? Why do we feel like orphans in a cold cosmos? The problem lies in how we were taught to use our attention. Imagine you are in a pitch-black room, a room full of treasures and mysteries. You have a small flashlight in your hand. Where you shine the light, you only see that object. You see the chair, then you see the table, then you see the painting on the wall. Our mind operates exactly like that flashlight. We call it focused attention. We use it to illuminate each small piece of reality, one by one. This job, that bill, that person's rude remark, the pimple on the nose. We see the world as a collection of disparate fragments. We see nouns instead of verbs. We see things instead of processes. And most importantly, we see ourselves as a separate fragment. We have forgotten peripheral vision. We forgot that the chair, the table, and the painting are all located in the same space. We forgot that I and world are not two entities crashing into each other, but a continuous flow. Neuroscientists and biologists tell us that the skin, the thing you think is the border separating you from the world, is actually a bridge. Your skin is porous. It is breathing. It is exchanging billions of atoms with the air every second. You are constantly leaking into the world, and the world is leaking into you. Your eyes do not just see light like a camera. They are eating sunlight to create nerve signals. Your lungs do not contain air like a bag. They are a part of the atmosphere going in and out, a tidal movement of the planet. If I cut off the atmosphere, you die. If I cut off the sun, you die. If I cut off the bacteria in the soil, you die. So then how can you say, my body ends at my skin? That is an arbitrary definition. Your true body is this entire solar system. The body of flesh and bone you are seeing is just an extremely sensitive nerve ending of a much larger body. But the ego, the illusion society installed in your head, refuses to admit that. It wants to be the boss. It wants to control. It builds defensive walls to protect its imaginary territory. And those very walls create the prison of loneliness. Let's go a bit deeper into science, where modern physicists are starting to speak the same language as ancient sages. We often think the world is made of matter. We think of tiny marbles called atoms crashing into each other like billiard balls, solid, rigid, inanimate. But when quantum physicists look deep into the atom, what do they see? They do not see any matter at all. They see empty space. They see energy vibrating. If you magnify an atom to the size of Wembley Stadium, the nucleus is only as small as a bee in the center of the field. And the electrons are as tiny as dust particles flying high in the stands. The rest, 90.9%, is empty space. But that empty space is not empty in the sense of nothing. It is full of potential. It is a seething energy field. And the strangest thing is, it reacts to your observation. The famous double-slit experiment proved that light particles, photons, can behave like solid matter particles or like energy waves. And the determining factor is whether someone is watching them or not. What does this mean? It means this world does not exist independently out there, waiting for you to see it. The world needs you to exist. There is no color without the eye. If there are no eyes, there is only electromagnetic radiation, not light. If there are no ears, there are only air pressure waves, not sound. If there is no touch, there is no hard or soft. You are not a puppet thrown onto a ready-made stage. You are the stage light. You are the director. You are the creator of this reality in every moment. You and the universe are a dancing couple, inseparable. You create the world as much as the world creates you. When you understand this deeply, not with the mind but with feeling in your guts, the fear of smallness will dissolve. You realize you are not a drop of water afraid of evaporating. You are the ocean. Why did we forget? Now you will ask me, Alan sounds good. I am the universe. I am eternal energy. But why do I feel poor? Why am I anxious about my bank account? Why do I have back pain and fear? Death. Why don't I feel I am God? This is the most interesting part. This is where the universe's humor reveals itself. You do not feel you are the universe because you are playing a game. Imagine you are God or source energy or Tao, whatever you call it. You have all time, all power, all joy. You are infinite. But be honest, being alone forever in infinity is quite boring, isn't it? You know everything, see everything, nothing surprising, no drama, no risk. So what will you do to pass eternity? You will play hide and seek. You will divide yourself into billions of small pieces. You will pretend to forget who you are. You will crawl into finite forms, humans, cats, cockroaches, stars. And the rule of the game is you must forget very thoroughly. You must believe absolutely that you are a small, weak human struggling to survive. Why do that? So you can re-experience the joy of finding yourself. So you can feel the thrill, the fear, the love, the loss, things that an infinite entity cannot feel without limiting itself. You are like a brilliant actor immersing in the role so deeply that you forget you are acting. You cry for real laugh, for real hurt, for real. Your troubles, your tragedies. From the universe's perspective, they are thrilling plot points of a blockbuster movie you wrote and starred in yourself. But for this game to be truly interesting, it needs conflict. It needs light and darkness. This is when we need to talk about Carl Jung and the concept of the shadow. The universe is not all rainbows and sunshine. It has storms, earthquakes, and black holes, and inside you too. We often try to deny our ugly parts, selfishness, anger, weird desires, laziness. We stuff them into a bag and hide them behind our backs. We call that bag the shadow. We play the role of good person. We smile falsely. We try to become holy. But Alan Watts said, "A holy person who is incapable of doing evil is just a puppet." A puppet has no virtue because it has no choice. You cannot have a mountain without a valley. You cannot have solidity without softness. When you try to destroy your shadow, you are waging war against the very universe inside you. And that war creates anxiety and depression. The awakened person is not a person without a shadow. The awakened person is the one who realizes that both light consciousness and darkness unconscious are dances of the same energy. They do not fear the demon inside them. They invite it for tea. They understand that aggression can be transformed into protective strength. Greed can be transformed into creative desire. When you accept wholeness instead of trying to become perfection, you end the civil war. You relax. And that is when you start remembering who you are. Look at your body right now. You do not need to command the heart to beat. You do not need to direct the stomach to secrete digestive enzymes. You do not need to control white blood cells to go kill bacteria. There is a great intelligence operating billions of cells in you with absolute precision. It is more complex than any factory in the world. And it does this without your conscious ego having to interfere at all. So why do you believe that the small ego, the guy always worrying about what to eat tomorrow, is smarter than the body's intelligence? We worry too much. We try to control the future. We try to fix our lives with logical thinking. But logic is just a small tool. Intuition and body instinct are the supercomputer. Alan Watts called this trusting the flow. When you are underwater, if you tense your body and try to float, you will sink. But if you relax your lungs and lean back, the water will lift you up. Life is the same. The more you try to control, the more you sink in anxiety. Enlightenment is not achieving some superhuman state. It is simply relaxation, relaxing into the unknown, relaxing into insecurity, trusting that the intelligence that created you from a tiny cell will know how to lead you forward. You do not need to try to be the universe. You are already it. You cannot not be it. You just need to stop pretending you are an isolated island. Now we come to the most important part. The part many people misunderstand about Eastern philosophy. Many people think, If I am the universe, if everything is a game, then I don't need to do anything. I will sit still, accept everything drift with the flow. That is a trap. That is passivity, not awakening. If you are the universe experiencing itself, then ask, what is the nature of the universe? Does the universe sit still? No. The universe explodes. Big Bang. The universe creates stars. The universe creates black holes, creates life, creates music, creates love. The nature of the universe is creation and play. Therefore, true awakening does not turn you into an inanimate rock. Awakening turns you into an artist. When you know life is a play, you do not quit the role. You act it with a burning passion more than ever. But, and here is the difference, you act with a lightness of heart. You no longer fear failure, because you know no one really dies. Nothing is really lost. All is just energy changing form. Do not throw away your ego. Do not try to destroy the ego. Ego. Death violently. The ego is not the enemy. It is the costume that God you is wearing to join this masquerade ball. If you go to a carnival, you need to wear a costume to play with everyone. If you strip naked, you will be kicked out or put in a madhouse. Keep your ego, groom it, make it interesting, give it a name, a profession, a style. But never forget you are not that costume. When you know you are not the costume, you dare to take risks. You dare to love passionately. You dare to do crazy things that fear previously prevented you from doing. You start using matter-money technology, not to fill the hole in the soul, but as tools to paint the picture of your life. You make money like a game. You love like a dance. You face difficulties like a spicy seasoning of a dish. Look in the mirror once more. The person looking back at you is not a lonely individual. It is the universe, after billions of years of evolution, having developed eyes to look at itself. It is the universe smiling at itself. You are the way the universe feels the taste of a cup of coffee. You are the way the universe feels the pain of a wound. You are the way the universe feels the ecstasy of a kiss. Do not despise your human experience. It is a miracle. The universe has traveled a very long way, through millions of star explosions, through billions of light years, just to be able to sit here right now in your form and read these lines. So do not live like a stranger. Live like a homeowner. Do not fear the dark, because you are the light that created that shadow. Step out there, not to search for the meaning of life, but to bring meaning into life. Because you are not a victim of reality, you are its author. Play happily, O universe, in human form. The stage is yours.